My guest today doesn't just scale walls, he conquers challenges like a pro, making every ascent a summit of success. So strap in and hold on tight as we dive into the vertical world of rock climbing in the new Paranormal. He can talk the talk, but more importantly, he can chalk the chalk. Please welcome Aaron DeLucoire. Aaron, let's begin with a lightning round. Favorite movie?
I like dystopian things. I like psychological things. Actually, I'm a big fan of Saw.
Oh, yes! Best twist ending I've ever seen. What was your favorite Halloween costume?
This is a hard one, but I did do a Halloween costume with me and my current boyfriend right now. We kind of did like this mummy thing. In my head, it looked cooler. Execution wasn't really. I thought it wasn't really, and then after it came together, it just looked really good.
What was the first social media app you've ever used?
I think it was MySpace. Do you remember MySpace?
Yes, of course I do.
Yeah, where you were like, there's this web designer vibes where you put music on your own website and then pictures and all of that stuff. That was honestly a whole lot of fun.
What scares you the most?
I think my greatest fear was like losing someone around me. Not losing necessarily, but like seeing people around me suffer. That's my biggest fear.
Your best friend is kidnapped, and the only way to save them is to sing the lyrics of one song perfectly. What song will you sing?
Oh, bitch, she dying.
Oh!
I know one song, I'm Yours by Jason Mraz.
Excellent choice. But I won't hesitate no more. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this interview. Aaron, you're a makeup artist, a queer icon, a bouldering athlete, or should I say, bouldering athlete. How do you balance it all?
Okay, so actually I took a little break from my makeup account, but I still do like makeup here and there as in job-wise. And so I'm full on invested with bouldering because it's good for my mental health and my physical health. And girl, the body be popping.
My body has never popped so hard in my whole entire life. Girl, I didn't even know my body was capable of doing such weird fucking shit. Like, she is so flexible. Like, I didn't even know I was that flexible. What is this shit?
Right. Do you have a sewing kit? Because you are totally ripped.
And it's such a safe space, growing up queer, there's not many safe spaces besides like clubs and all of that stuff. And now this is a safe space where there's no toxicity involved.
That is so interesting. Although we've come a long way, queerness is still heavily scrutinized by some. Has there been any negative feedback to your bouldering outfits?
To be honest, I don't really get negative feedback. I do get like stares from kids, but that's because they're just intrigued. And sometimes you see people that don't necessarily belong in the bouldering community, but are just there because they probably want to try out bouldering. You see it because they stand out. And also by how they climb, you're like, okay. And those usually like would like stare at me, but like I'm very outspoken and I do makeup and stuff, and I'm gender fluid. So sometimes I would dress totally like a fucking girl. And I'm actually used to the stares. So even if I do get stared at in bouldering, I'm like, I'm invincible in this place. This is my second home. But I when I get stared or get called out on the street, that's heavy shit. But like I can also handle that. So I've been there, done that.
You're a true inspiration. By the way, what did The Rock use to propose to his loved one? A boulder ring. Get it? Boulder ring? How did you get into bouldering in the first place?
Honestly, I don't really remember how it started, but I think my boyfriend took me out and he was like, hey, do you want to go bouldering? Bitch, I did not know what the fuck bouldering is. Like a year ago, I didn't know what bouldering was. I didn't even that was a thing. Anyways, we went bouldering and then I was like, bitch, I've been obsessed since then. So I've been bouldering like 4 days a week, and then I lowered it down to 3, and now 2. Because, a bitch needs to heal.
You're absolutely right. You know, a climbing move ruined my family get-together on the 25th of December. It was the pinch that stole Christmas.
Okay, cute.
Your workout outfits are fabulous, and it looks like there's been an evolution to them. How do your current outfits compare to the outfits you wore when you first started?
When I first started, I was just wearing like whatever I could find in my house. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bouldering gym, just whatever, like clothes I wear at home. I was like, I want to look cute in the gym. So I started looking at some pants and stuff because I am very competitive when it comes to bouldering, and like my legs are scratched. My arms are very scratched. That's also one of the reasons why I wear those compression like sleeves now. I was looking at pants that are like, not gonna get caught up in this, like it's very gritty. So like
Gritty.
pants or like any type of fabric would like get stuck in there. So I looked for a fabric that is like good. And then I found these neon-y ones from ASOS. I also have some from Adidas and blah, 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 blah. And they're amazing.
Yes, queen!
So if I wouldn't get scratched on the wall, I would practically almost naked walking around. No, just kidding. Like maybe like a small ass crop top and like very short shorts. But that's gonna scar me. So I'm like, that's why I got those pants. And like when it comes to clothing as tops, I'm like, the least you have, the better. Because we want to show off some skin. And also I sweat very fast. I'm a sweaty bitch. So the less clothing I have, the better for me.
I like to think that profusely sweating is a sign of intelligence. It's also the hot look for the season. Speaking of looks, let's shift our focus to your makeup career. I know you're taking a little break to focus on bouldering, but I have to ask, have you done any spooky makeup?
Of course, bitch. Yes, of course. I love that. I love like scary makeup. I love eerie makeup. I love makeup that is like, like, ooh, what is that? When people look at me like that, I'm like, yeah, that's a compliment.
Could you describe your signature aesthetic and how you came to embrace it?
If I'm honest with that, I don't think I have established my signature aesthetic, but I think most of the time I am a big fan of like asymmetry.
Fascinating.
I love the idea of having heterochromia, when both of your eyes are different colors. So I would say my aesthetic would be like, when someone's about to mutate, you have like part human and part alien-esque. Yes, I love that.
I couldn't have said it better myself, because I'm a ghost and technically I can't speak. Yet here I am! Best not to ask any questions. Except for this last one, what's the scariest thing about being a queer icon?
Since I am myself outspoken and queer, and like most of the time I do dress very feminine, and like I'm still a boy, right? I look like a boy and dresses up girly. Queer representation, it comes with like uncertainty. So that's what I'm scared of. Like usually when there's like a group of men or whatever, I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta act in a certain way or whatever. You know what I mean?
What do gay reindeer carry on Christmas? A sleigh! Please, continue.
And it's harder to act in a certain way. Like, it's harder for me to act like macho or whatever when I'm dressed out like a fucking girl. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, come to me. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's that's the scary thing.
Wonderfully said. Aaron, thank you so much for shooting the sheet with me today. My friends, I must ghost you for now. Until next time, goodbye.